detach from the opinions of other people. Peace, love, and light, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Marquita, and if this is your first time visiting, welcome. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back. I am here today to talk with you all a little bit about my story, my evolution, and where I am at today, how I'm feeling, and just to share some, insight into life. Very recently, I have been maturing and I have been doing some deep, deep, deep shadow work. Would be ashamed to talk about had I not gotten more in touch with who I am. Today, I will be talking about my personal journey, some of the things that I have experienced in doing shadow work, inner child work, and some of the lessons and takeaways that I have come into resonance with in this season. So, first of all, what is shadow work? What is shadow work? Shadow work is the work that is uncovered when you tap into your divine feminine energy. It is the work that is underneath, all the layers, all the shit that people have put on you, society's beliefs, your parents' beliefs, your friends' beliefs. It is all the outside noise, but the work comes in you recognizing your voice in it all. Shadows are developed in your subconscious mind, right? That part of your mind that you are not conscious about and you're not thinking about all the time, but it's just how you move. The shadows are the parts of you that you grew up with, your subconscious programming, the things that you grew up with, as a child. That's why inner child work is so heavily integrated with shadow work, is because this is the programming that started in you when you had no other choice but to take on what everybody else was telling you. So imagine as a child, you are being programmed because you come here and you don't have any programming except for what you had on the other side, right? And you come here and you begin to integrate your programming with your family, with society, and they develop your mindset, your consciousness, until you get to be an adult and you mature and you grow up and you think like, that's not how I think. That's not how I believe. That's not how I move. And every single person has the right to say, as an adult, I decide to go this way. I decide to do something different. I decide to create a new ritual. That's what I have been doing, uncovering and tapping into. And it has not been pretty, okay? It has not been pretty at all. It has been dark. It has been so dark that I'm like, I can't do this. I can't handle it. But on the other side of that darkness, when you're birthed, you come up and you come back into the light. I would say that since I have been on my spirituality journey, a lot of the energy that I've been walking in has been light, high vibration, and I've been vibing and I've been kumbayaing and I've been high vibrational, okay, which is cool, right? You want to be what you wish to attract, the law of attraction, powerful as law. But also in learning law of attraction, I have learned there are two ends of the spectrum, right? So that where there's light, there has to be dark. How do you know light if you don't experience dark? The dark times are needed. They create growth. They create new versions of you. They teach you how to evolve and they teach you strength. Personally, what I have learned from me is that I have to create balance in my life. So I have to have an equal amount of shadows equivalent to an equal amount of light energy. Like, I thrive in both of them, and that's why I teach both of them, is because it's who I am. And for me to ignore the darkness, to ignore the shadows, to me isn't conducive to my evolution. And that's a personal thing. Everybody is different, right? But that's for me. So I have to have a balance of light and dark energy within me, and I have to be able to thrive and push through and not succumb to the darkness, because that's where it gets dangerous. The darkness almost took me over, y'all. The shadows almost took me over. I can stand here now strong and level headed in it all, grounded, very much so grounded, but grounded also in my power, that there is power in both of the energies of light and dark, right? So I'm standing in my power when I'm in my lowest point, but I'm also standing in my power at my highest point, because I know importance of both of them within my life. The number one um, way, that you move through the shadows is that you want to detach from the opinions of other people, and that can be so challenging. It is challenging. It's one of the hardest things that I've ever encountered, right? Because we do live in a society with other people, so their opinions attached to you, their energies attached to you. Being able to practice discernment, being able to check in with yourself and practice discernment, and really get to the root of, do I really believe that? Do I really think that? Do I really believe that? Do Is that the truth? Is that my truth? And just really getting to know yourself and understanding what you really believe, which can change at any point in time, right? We're always evolving. So you can literally have a thought one moment as your perspective, and the next moment you can adopt a new perspective, because that's your right. However, you need to be able to practice discernment within yourself and to really know your truth. And that comes in sound mind, right? Being able to sit still, quiet your mind, be alone, listen to your own thoughts. If you are around people all the time and you don't give yourself any time to be alone, you are taking on the energy, thoughts, and perspectives of them, and you are wearing it. The only way for you to really, really know what you think and you believe is for you to spend time with you. And that's what I did. I have spent a lot of time with myself, quiet, thinking, meditating, reading, writing. I took a social media cleanse, and I have actually dialed back on social media overall, because the number one threat to my mental well-being, because I'm consuming all day through my eye, looking at other people, and comparing myself, taking on the energies of other people very indirectly, not directly in your space, but through a screen. So you have to be careful with things like that. That leads me to my second lesson. Social media does not have to be a part of my life. How I feel that it has become a part of society. Society is now a tech society, and I get it. Evolution, right? But I have decided for myself, I'm still evolving, but I don't have to attach myself the way other people have attached themselves to being on their phones all day. I can absolutely be present, and not only be present with the people in front of me, but be present with myself. Because in that is where I learned me, how I thought, how I move. I've been taking social media breaks as often as I needed to, whenever I wanted to. I noticed a lot that when I did not engage on social media accounts and when I did not look at it, then I felt a lot more grounded. I felt safe. I felt confident in just who I am. And I realized that when I would get back on, then it would be cool in the beginning, but then it would go to like a spiral of consumption, like, and taking up my time and just being here all day long instead of being here in my body all day long. So my personal lesson in just learning who I am is that I don't need it. And if I choose to engage in it, it's going to be for fun. And I get to choose when and how I show up on it whenever I want. There is no parameters around it. So that freed me, because that's my own thoughts and that's my own perspective on it. And I don't force anybody else into, thinking how I think or believe how I believe. But there's some truth behind that it is addicting, and that people are not conscious of addiction, and what that means is that they can get caught up in it and not even realize it. And next thing you know, they're sitting, wondering why they're depressed or sad or why they don't feel confident or anything of that nature. You're looking at social media all day through the lens of what people choose to show you. That I learned while doing this work is that my life is my own. It's my life to live. And again, your opinion doesn't matter, because I get to choose how I show up. And I realized that I was adopting these beliefs as it pertains to being a mother and me living my life for my daughter, and for me showing up and doing things for my daughter. And I realized that when I started to adopt that belief, then I spiraled down, because I don't want to live my life for anybody else. I want to live my life for me. I've been living my entire life for other people. I've been the person, the go-to person to pour into people. And I've given and given and given to the point of depletion. And 2 years ago, I started saying, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. All the way up until the point of depletion. Now I have a daughter, so now I have to give. And I was tired. And I now have a new mindset around it, is that if I'm going to live, it's going to be for me. It's 100% okay to put myself first. Because without my cup being full for me, I cannot be the best version for my daughter. And I understand that more clearly now, because I used to tell it to people all the time, is if your cup isn't full, how do you give to other people? And what I was trying to learn in becoming a mother, how do I fill my cup so that I can give to her? And I now know that it's because I have to continue to live life for me. So that means not giving up on my dreams, not giving up on my desires, not giving up on what I want to do. And it comes on a day-to-day basis. Every day I wake up and I'm giving grace, but I'm also asking myself, Marquita, how can I show up for you today? What can I do a little bit more of today to pour into you? A lot of the time it may come, during my time at the gym. How can I push a little bit harder to take you to the next level? So I just, over the past few weeks, have adopted the mindset of asking myself, how can I show up for you today, Marquita? What can we do so that you feel a little better today? How can we make today better for you? And in doing that, my daughter is happy. She's going to be happy anyway because she's a baby and babies are happy. Another lesson that I learned is to use the people, the circumstances, and the resources that I have around me to my advantage. To make sure that, for one, I'm setting boundaries, but two, making sure that the boundaries aren't set so much to where I'm not able to utilize them in my life. If they can be an asset to my life, because that's what we're here for, to use one another. If they can provide me some energy, some clarity, some perspective, I can take and pull and process it through my channel and do what I need to do to evolve. Now, I know you're saying or thinking that in doing the shadow work, we are detaching from the perspectives of other people. Correct. However, it's still about discernment. It's about being able to channel and process consciously what someone is telling you, not to internalize and take on every single piece, but to be able to choose the parts of the message that resonates with you. So what I tell my clients is take what you need and leave the rest. And that's what you have to do when it comes to, conversing with other people or building relationships with other people. You have to take what you need and leave the rest of it. Finally, I am imagining the life that I wish to live. I'm allowing my imagination to run wild and free and to really, truly imagine, just like I was when I was a little girl, what it would be like to be an adult and to be able to do the things that I want to do. So that's what I have been doing, and it has been fun. Even though it's just the imagination, there is power behind creating, and you all know what you think is what manifests. If you believe it, right? You have to have that belief factor in it. So it has been grounding to. So it has been grounding to practice imagining, just like I was a little girl. And I give myself time and I give myself patience in the unfolding of all the dreams that I have been imagining just over these past few weeks. Of course, I have to come into alignment with them, but it's been fun, right? Because it's already done. If I can think it in my mind, I can manifest it in my reality. So that's all I have for you all today. I hope you all found some resonance with this message. If you all did, make sure you all send me a comment, a like, and make sure you all subscribe and share. And I look forward to sharing some more experiences with you all down the line. Peace.